Okay, guys, welcome back. I also have another question from the chapter of engine mechanics, statics, and with this card that has a mass of 1.6 megagram, meaning 1.6 times 3, 10 to the 3 kilogram, and center of mass G, so we can see the center of mass on the car if the coefficient of static friction between the shoulder of the road and the tire is 0.4. So we have the friction. We need to determine the greatest slope theta, which is the angle right here, that the shoulder can have without causing car to slip or tip over. Knowing that the car travels along the shoulder at constant velocity, so velocity is constant, which means the acceleration is 0. So we have two different conditions in here. Slipping means that the car can actually slip down the incline because of the weight, and tipping over is basically the car get locked in this point 8 and start to turn. So we have two different conditions. These are not the same thing. And we can start with each of them. Let's start with the slipping. And as always, we have the free body diagram. So this is our slope. We have the car that is on the slope with these two tires at the front, and obviously we have two in the back too. So if we want to show all of the forces that we have, basically we have the weight, which can show it here, and our weight would be mass times acceleration of gravity. We have the normal force that is applying to tires. We can show these different ways. We can either show like this. We can call this NA, NB, and because there is two in the front, two in the back, so we can do 2 NA, 2 NB. But we can also show all these normal forces as one single force, which is the net normal, applying perpendicular to this surface. We can call this one N. And we know this angle here is theta, which means if we draw a perpendicular line to this slope, this angle right here would be theta as well. And we can call our x and y, maybe we can call this our x, and we call this our y-axis. Now we can use our equations. If we do sum of all forces in x equals 0, basically, so again we're going for the slipping of the car, not the tipping over. So we have also, I forgot to show the friction in here. Obviously the car is going to go down, so the friction has to be opposite of that direction, fs, because we are in that slipping moment. So we are in equilibrium, we are still steady on this slope, and we are about to start the move. So that's why we are using the static friction, and that's why we only have the static coefficient in the question. So we're gonna have the fs. Also, we know that friction would be the coefficient times the normal force. Alright, so in the x direction we have obviously the friction, which as we talked about would be 0.4 times n, and we have the x component of the weight, which is in this direction. It will be basically the weight times sine of theta equals 0. So from the first equation, basically we have mg sine of theta is equal to 0.4. And let's do sum of all forces in y equals 0. So we have the normal force and we have the x component of the weight, which is mg cosine of theta equals 0. So we have mg cosine of theta equals to n. Alright, that's going to be our second equation. And what we're going to do, we're going to divide the equation 1 by 2. And if we do that on the left side, we basically can cancel out the mg. We have sine over cosine, which is tangent of theta. And on the other side, we basically have 0.4. And this is going to give us theta, which is the tangent inverse of 0.4. Let's calculate this. Tangent inverse of 0.4. And yeah, that's going to give us 21.8 degrees. And the answer for the slipping part. One more thing about the what I mentioned at the beginning, that instead of this n, you can just consider 2na in here, 2nb in here. You might ask, how do we know these two are the same, that you're considering one net force? The reason goes back to the second equation, which is the moment equation, and you basically, if you do that moment about g, you can conclude that the nb is actually na, and that's why we are considering one single force as a normal force. So in case you're wondering how come I replaced all of those with this single n in here, that's the reason. So let's go for the tipping over part. As I mentioned, what's going to happen for the tipping over, basically the car is not touching in here, which means the normal force in here would be 0. So if there is normal force, obviously there is no friction too. So we have the normal force in here, and A, same W, or our weight, which was the mg. We're gonna have the friction here. We're gonna have the same angle theta. So again, because we are using the equilibrium equations, we can also use the moment equation here to find the theta. And the reason is we can get rid of one of the unknowns in here if we use our moment equation. So this is for this, the tip over, and we have the same x and y, but like I'm just going to use the moment equation here. Keep in mind that we have a sign convention. So about A, we're gonna use our 2D shortcut. Basically, we have the two components of the weight, W cosine of theta, and this will be W sine of theta, and we need some distances here, like this distance and what we have in here. So for this distance here, we just have to go through the dimensions of the car. So we have 2.5, and the width of the car is 5 feet, which means from G to A, this would be half of that. So both distances are actually 2.5 feet. All right, so let's start with the moment of the this component, which we can see the moment is counterclockwise, so positive W sine of theta is the force, and the distance is 2.5, and the other one about A is going to make it clockwise, so negative and same distance equals 0, and from here you can cancel out W 2.5, and basically we have sine equal to cosine, or you can divide each side by cosine, which means the tangent of theta is equal to 1, and theta would be 45 degrees. So yeah, that's going to be the final answer for this question. Hope everything was clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next video.